rooms that Sarah Winchester built at Yanata Villa. Will they meet spirits and ghosts as well? Some say they have. Others say the mysterious house is simply misunderstood and perhaps not quite haunted. But no one can know for sure. Chapter 1. Life in New Haven. Sarah Pardee Winchester was not the first Sarah in her family. She was the third. Her mother was named Sarah, and 8 years before Sarah Winchester's birth in 1839, a different Sarah had been born. She was the first child of Leonard and Sarah Pardee. This little Sarah died when she was only 18 months old. The Pardees had 2 more daughters, Mary and Nettie, and a son named Leonard after his father. By the time their third daughter was born, they were ready for another Sarah. Sarah was born in a pretty tree-filled neighborhood of New Haven, Connecticut, where her family had lived for generations. They were kind, educated people. Sarah's father was a carpenter. Her mother took care of the house and the children. But when a fire in 1837 destroyed part of the city, Leonard's carpentry business was destroyed as well. Some people in New Haven had lost everything, so they did not have money to pay a carpenter, even though there was plenty of rebuilding to be done. Instead, Leonard took a job watching over the public baths, a place where people who didn't have private bathrooms could wash in New Haven. The family lived in their own rooms there, like a private apartment. A few years after the fire, Leonard started working as a carpenter again. When Sarah was around 7 or 8, Leonard set up a full-time carpenter's shop. Sarah grew up surrounded by planks and pieces of wood, paint, axes, planes, and saws. She watched her father and his helpers craft pedals for pianos, hitching posts for horses, doors, and window frames. Her interest in building and woodworking grew. Later, she would put all this knowledge to use when building her own home. By the early 1850s, when Sarah was a young teenager, the family was starting to recover from their setbacks due to the New Haven fire. Leonard made good money as a carpenter, and the Pardees moved to a big house in a nice neighborhood. Leonard expanded his carpentry shop, and the family grew wealthier. The Pardees were now well known and respected in New Haven. Sarah was taught by a private French tutor and took music lessons. She dressed in fancy clothes. She was shy but lively. But Sarah wouldn't stay home forever. At the time, women were expected to get married and move out of their parents' homes. When she was in her early 20s, Sarah began dating William Winchester. She'd known him for many years. The Pardees and the Winchesters had been next-door neighbors. Their families went to the same church, and Sarah's father helped fix the machines at William's father's shirt factory. Sarah had grown up with William. Now he was getting ready to work for his father at his family's huge shirt factory and mill. William would one day be a rich man. At this time, the United States was edging closer and closer to civil war. And on April 12, 1861, Confederate soldiers attacked Fort Sumter in South Carolina. When war broke out, Sarah's brother was one of the first to volunteer to fight. He left New Haven on April 21, 1861, and he joined the 2nd Connecticut Infantry. About a year later, Sarah and William married in a quiet ceremony. The United States Civil War. Between 1861 and 1865, Southern states and Northern states fought in a bloody civil war in which over 700,000 soldiers died. At the heart of the war was the issue of slavery. Many people considered the enslavement of others to be wrong. But Southern states depended on enslaved Black people to plant and harvest crops, like cotton and rice, that kept white landowners wealthy.